As we get things underway this evening, Group A, St. Lucia and St. Kitts and Nevis ready to go toe-to-toe on a fine Thursday night. Happy holidays to you, whoever might be celebrating those, as Thanksgiving is around the corner in the United States. And of course, right now with Concacaf Nations League action about to continue as we look right now at Group A, League B, the standings right now from top to bottom. Plenty of teams right now in the hunt. St. Lucia right now, though, undefeated. They sit right now, I beg your pardon, with one loss, 3-0-1. They're good for a goal differential +5. That's something you need to be aware of as well. They got 9 points. St. Kitts and Nevis and St. Martin, they're backing things up. They are 6 points behind with time winding down. These teams have gotten together a handful of times as well over the last year. Last time they faced each other was this year in the Nations League action. It was a 2-0 victory for St. Lucia. Gregson President scored in the 49th minute, and Rydell Stanislas scored in the 75th minute. And then insurance marker that was there. St. Lucia's victory was the first one in the series against St. Kitts and Nevis as they got things squared off in that contest. Over the last four, though, they've split things up. One victory for each side and a couple of draws. So you can't take a whole lot away from just one contest, but nevertheless, if you are St. Lucia, you got to feel awfully good about yourself right now. Sitting pretty much in the driver's seat with only that one loss and good for 9 points when it's all said and done. For St. Kitts and Nevis, when you look at where they're at, the record all-time in Nations League action, they played in 14 matches, and they've done okay. They're just about 500. They have 5 victories, 6 losses, and also 3 draws. And the odd mark is when you look at their body of work all-time in 14 matches is while they are close to being 500, they don't have a goal differential. They've scored 21 goals all time. They've conceded 21 goals all time. And not that far off is St. Lucia. They're actually 3 games over 500 in the same 14 matches that they have played. They have 8 victories, 5 losses, and just 1 draw. They do have a goal differential, though. It's +3. So when you look at the body of work, not only for this year with St. Lucia, but also all time, yes, they fared a little bit better than St. Kitts and Nevis. But regardless, it all comes down here tonight as well. As both teams ready to take the pitch, and what we're going to do is we're going to have both teams announced. They're going to meet each other at midfield along with the officials. We'll get you the starting lineups as well for each side. The officials will introduce and say hello to them. And then we got a match to be played. We'll also have some stats. We'll have some highlights at half, and then also when we've reached full time as well. Plenty of these players are awfully familiar with each other because they've been a part of club teams, so you know the international flavor. You get teams and players on their respective leagues at the club level, and then all of a sudden they split up because of CONCACAF Nations League action, so they depart for a couple weeks, a month, and then obviously throughout the year. Let's see the teams right now ready to take the field. St. Lucia is going to be in the gold uniforms today. And St. Kitts and Nevis will be in the red as they're taking the pitch right now, led by the officials. It's a perfect night of ball. A little bit of humidity, but that's typically the norm, right? That's pretty much par for the course with where we're at this time of the year. As the sun continues to set, the humidity continues to drop, along with the temperatures as well. David Gomez, our head official today, is leading everybody out. When you look at how these things are broken down and where we're at right now, St. Kitts and Nevis, their position is not enviable. They only have 1 win so far this year, 3 losses and no draws. Their goal differential is -3. So when you look at where they're at right now, they're leaning a lot on their goalkeeper, Julian Archibald. He's got 49 saves heading into tonight's contest. And really the last time they had any kind of farewell that was fruitful was they beat Belize 4-0. That was a few years ago. And, you know, looking at what they're at right now in this position, it's not a spot that you want to be in, obviously, with 1 victory, but still plenty of time on the clock here today to at least capture 3 points and see what they do the rest of the way along with St. Lucia. All that being said, we're going to step aside here for a couple minutes. Got the national anthems and the starting lineups. Got a game to be played. St. Lucia and St. Kitts and Nevis coming up next.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of St. Lucia, followed by the national anthem of St. Kitts and Nevis.
And here we are, Group A, League B, St. Kitts and Nevis. St. Lucia about to get things underway. It's the first time they've seen each other since September the 10th, when St. Lucia won that contest by a healthy score of 2-0. Both teams now exchanging some pleasantries real quick. St. Kitts and Nevis in those red kits today. St. Lucia in the gold as well. So we look at St. Kitts and Nevis right now and how they're aligned with a 4-4-2 formation. Taking a look at how they're going to be deployed here today, with Giuliani Archibald going to be in net between the pipes, looking up front as well. Take a look at the deployment with Tyrese Shade up front, along with Ronaldo Belgrove. Club team with FC Miami City. So that's going to be the firepower here today for Francisco Molina and his troops. We mentioned David Gomez, who was leading pretty much everybody onto the pitch today. David is the lead official. Carlos Fernandez, Ron Brunia, and Fernando Moran are the counterparts. Far side, near side official, and our fourth official as well. They get to say hi's and goodbyes to the combatants here today. You see Terrell Thomas donning the captain's badge and exchanging a little bit of hardware on the other side with Giuliani Archibald, who's also the captain for St. Kitts and Nevis. Thomas playing his club ball with Charlton Athletic. Usually they get those pictures together, but apparently that's not going to be the case here today. We'll look at the starters here on the other side of things for St. Lucia. Same formation, though, as being deployed by St. Kitts and Nevis. It's a 4-4-2 with Thomas on that back line, one of the captains. Frederick Doxley Stanislas is going to be up front and have to look out for him. Lester Joseph in the middle of the park. Elva, Remy, Myers, Similian, and of course, President, who scored the game-winning goal in the 49th minute about a month, 2 months ago now, I guess you can say, since it's November the 16th. With all that being said, we got a match to be played now as both these teams ready to get this thing underway. Vito Bartlett in between the sticks for St. Lucia. Archibald countering him on the opposing side. When St. Lucia won the contest, they outscored them by a wide margin. It was 22-5, outshooting them from every which angle. This contest is now officially underway. St. Kitts and Nevis will be traveling from left to right on your screen. St. Lucia will be moving from right to left in their gold kits today. You mentioned the shooting discrepancy. 22-5 was the final outcome when you looked at the final line across the board for St. Lucia. They had 11 shots on target to just 4 for St. Kitts and Nevis. They were thoroughly outclassed. Combined with all that, it could have been a lot worse, too, for St. Kitts and Nevis, because St. Lucia had some more work. They hit one goal post, and they had about a dozen chances inside the 18. So an important element to tonight's contest, if you're a St. Kitts and Nevis fan, is one, try to attain a clean sheet, and two, if you can, try to control the majority of possession in this contest against St. Lucia. Easier said than done for a club that's only lost once so far in Group A and League B. St. Martin, the other team that has failed to do anything from top to bottom. But up until tonight, everyone's played in 4 matches, and so you have to feel good with St. Lucia with where they're at least for the time being. In Group B, it's a little bit different of a beast because Nicaragua is strictly undefeated. They got 13 points, 13 goals they have scored so far in their respective group, but good for 12 points. They're 4 up and nothing down. Dominican Republic had the 1 loss to them. So that's been pretty much it in Group B. Group C, not so much on the radar of anybody else. Going to break here for St. Kitts and Nevis. On that right side, that shot's going to be air-mailed over the net. Bartlett came out to challenge, but Belgrove on his horse. That's a good charge by him early on this contest in the 3rd minute. Looked like for just a brief second that Belgrove was offside, but it's incumbent upon the official to make those calls. So fine read there, at least for St. Kitts and Nevis to push one of their strikers up and put him in a strong position to find the first goal of this contest. Mentioned a couple of the other respective groups. Group D, Guyana's got 12 points. Puerto Rico is 6 behind. All the way back to Bartlett, his first touch of the night. See the setting here. It's a comfortable night, so got to imagine, unlike what we've seen over the last month and a half with players on the pitch, typically you'll be susceptible to some hydration breaks, usually in the 20th or 28th minute. Not sure we're going to get any of that here tonight because of the comfortable environment and the weather. It's going to be ruled offside. Mentioned Gregson President having the game-winning goal when these two teams got together in September. He's one of the top scorers all time for St. Lucia. Kurt Frederick's got 4 goals. President has 3. Remy right behind them with 2, along with Stanislas. So there's a handful of guys that can fill it up. Top scorer, at least this year, Dominic Alfred Polion. But here's St. Kitts and Nevis out wide looking for their first marker. This one tough to handle for Bartlett. He got a piece of it in a one-off woodwork. Bartlett fortunate enough to play strong on his angle. Otherwise, he would have gotten beat. So early theatrics from St. Kitts and Nevis, moving from left to right. They've been on the front foot, at least early on. And it's exactly what we mentioned to open up this contest. If they have any thoughts of surviving and winning tonight, they have to control possession. And they have to try to jump on St. Lucia early. Ever so close in that moment. And frankly, they're more dangerous right now in the first 5 to 6 minutes than they were in all their previous encounter back in September. St. Lucia trying to turn the page, though, and they give it up. It's an unforced turnover. Jason Simulayan was the one on top of it. Ethan Bristow taking his time. Club teams with Minnesota United FC. You get a lot of clubs right now in the United States who are either in postseason mode or they're now on vacation, so that provides plenty of these players represent their nation to don the kits and not worry about any other responsibilities. Middle of the pitch, played through, broken up at the last minute. Wow, it was an interesting sequence, at least with St. Kitts and Nevis. No hesitation in what they're looking to do. Stanislas trying to whip that into the box to no avail. Right now, a little bit out of position here. Sawyers. Stanislas took a spill and be calling for the foul. That give and go was a little bit too late in the anticipation of that pass. Take a peek at this again. Yeah, just a little bit too out in front. Somersault was the one taken down. Match just underway. We're in the 9th minute. St. Kitts and Nevis with a couple quality looks towards target. In fact, one shot off of woodwork. Vino Barclay had a tough time handling the pressure. Looked like it went off his elbow, his hip, and then the right post. Stays out for the time being. On the approach again. Top of the box, an ambitious attempt there, goes wide of the mark. Oh, Belgrove again looking to push. Belgrove was the one that actually had a shot from about 18 meters out. Give or take, of course, a few. But his attempt was a partial break and then went airmailing over Barclay. That was in the 3rd minute. But as both teams align tonight with a 4-4-2 formation, you got Shade and Belgrove for St. Kitts and Nevis. They're going to try to give the opposition fits. Turnover here. Remy turning and firing, asking for that service again. Played through into the box, chested around, but unable to control it was President. Gregson President had a quality look there. If he could just settle it down, it would be 1-0 St. Lucia. If there's ever a guy you don't want to leave all alone inside the 18, it's Gregson President. The service was high quality. And now we have a player down for St. Kitts and Nevis. Don't have a number. First time this has happened here tonight. It's in the 11th minute. And David Gomez, the lead official, asking for the medical staff to come on out. So they will oblige. Ethan Bristow, who had called his number earlier on, appears to be okay. Didn't see exactly what happened. Don't know if he got stepped on, if he had a bad cut. But as you can see, he's clearly nursing some kind of injury and he's asking to be substituted out for. So that's a bad break for Francisco Molina. Technical director for St. Kitts and Nevis. He has to go to his sidelines right away. And that's the unfortunate part, right? Is if you go to your bench immediately in the 10th, 12th, 15th minute, for the most part, players aren't even back to being fully warmed up. They were warmed up about 20 minutes ago, maybe even longer than that, but they've sat at the national anthems, and now you've had game time beginning. And then there's that mentality that goes with it. So we can't see anything exactly on Bristow, but nevertheless, he's coming off the pitch. That's a tough break for St. Kitts and Nevis. So we'll wait for the official announcement here. And now the night has begun for Jamil Eibel. So unfortunate for Bristol. Bristol done for the night. We'll try to taper back to see exactly what was hindering him. So one injury for St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Lucia. Kurt Frederick trying to spring things around the middle of the park. Stanislas, as you see the official announcement there. A couple chances for St. Kitts and Nevis, nothing yet for St. Lucia. Lester Joseph over pursuing on that ball. Belgrove was on the right-hand side. We'll see if service comes his way. Nice breakup for the moment by Frederick. Volleyed around. Lose control. Stanislav tapered off of that. Nichols on the touch. The cross played around nicely. And now you see a little bit of a scramble from Joseph and company, getting that thing out of harm's way. That's good tactical positioning from St. Lucia as Remy seals this off, and they switch the pitch all the way over to Stanislas. Possession favoring St. Kitts and Nevis, 56-44, for good reason. It's not like they've retreated on the ball. Certainly not playing back, and they've been aggressive early on. 15th minute. Got a player down on the opposite side of the pitch for St. Lucia. President gave that one loosely away. Little bit of embellishment right there, and immediately coming out, it's Archibald. No one biting on that flop. 15th minute here. A little bit of gamesmanship from Remy, but Remy flailing around, not going to get a call there. Especially the top of the box like that early on. Yes, the game's got some good pace and energy to it, but there hasn't been a lot of physicality, so any kind of official that sees something like that early on, probably more inclined to swallow the whistle, if you will. St. Kitts and Nevis waiting for reinforcements. He'll swing this thing around on the right-hand side. Nichols tried to get it back, and he couldn't. Oddly enough, he goes ping-ponging around. President takes the spill, and Nichols the guilty party on it. Yeah, Nichols had the right idea, but lost it. President and the two combatants go back and forth there, with Nichols being called for the common foul. And just a reminder, at the end of 45 minutes, we'll have first half highlights, some stats. Maybe we can get a better idea of how things will be progressing into the second half. Joseph moving without the ball, got it back. Joseph into the middle of the park, unable to control that was Elva. Elva makes one move, he's got a clean look towards target. President asking for it again. President, that pass just broken up. It's going to be our first corner of the night for St. Lucia. So unlike what St. Kitts and Nevis is doing early on here, St. Lucia playing a little bit more side to side. playing off of corners and angles. St. Kitts and Nevis going fully direct. Yeah, and of course, Styles make fights. Here's Frederick on the corner. See where he's at near the concrete. Make sure he doesn't slip and fall. Left foot, low line drive, bending in, volleyed around. Not his best delivery. I'd love to see something different the next time around for Frederick. The insert, not that time either. You know, the set pieces are so far and few unless you're on the one end of aggression, but when a game is being played right now 50-50, this thing goes absolutely nowhere. But what you want on set pieces is you want something that's going to not only put the defense on a high alert, but also get your offense engaged. And that was not the case from Frederick on that corner kick. 19th minute, though. The contest is awfully early. Got some numbers here. Backtracking is St. Lucia. Doxley trying to stay his ground, and he does. Nice takeaway there from St. Lucia. It really is a lot of stretching from that back line of St. Lucia by St. Kitts and Nevis. You get a handful of players in the middle of the park like you do for St. Kitts and Nevis. You're really clogging up a lot of the passing lanes for St. Lucia. Shot differential, that is not a misprint. 4 shots to just mere goose egg for St. Lucia. St. Kitts and Nevis hitting 1 goalpost. President. See Gregson here in the slope. They were looking for Elva. Elva had that ball go behind him. Elva was going one way, pass was going the other. It does feel like St. Kitts and Nevis is backing off and creating some shooting lanes for St. Lucia if they elect to pull the trigger. Yeah, but they're playing a little bit too unselfish in this moment in time. Chip through, coming out, Archibald, vacant net. That ball lobbied around and it just misses. That's a do or die moment for Archibald, and he took out Andrews Remy. Remy had the right idea, a simple chip, but that ball didn't have enough English on it to hook to the right. It stays away, but we look back at it again. Now Remy got on his horse, and Archibald, who came out, yeah, the attempt was to play the ball, but he clearly took out Remy. And Remy, with enough creativity in his game, had the perfect idea. The execution just did not land. And that collision occurring now as players grabbing a water. See the fans just parked up right now. Get the plastic cups, so you don't want to assume what's in them, but hydration's always important, especially at this time of the year. It's nighttime. You get the fans, though, for St. Lucia and St. Kitts and Nevis looking on. Archibald appears to be okay getting up on his feet. And the fans celebrating tonight's contest, and for good reason for both of these nations. Archibald getting a spray here. St. Kitts and Nevis, they've never qualified for the FIFA World Cup. But this year they did qualify for the first time ever for the Concacaf Gold Cup. First time ever. Archibald, leg looks to be okay. St. Kitts and Nevis, not like many of the nations participating in CONCACAF. They've been playing ball for quite a while. You have to date all the way back to 1938 when you look up their long history. Archibald here with a good touch coming his way. St. Kitts and Nevis working quickly on a counter. Well, Ronaldo Belgrove has been active. He's the one that's been dangerous with the ball, at least for St. Kitts and Nevis. Gregson President has had a couple of chances, but nothing able to be paid off. Remy the same. Yeah, Remy's shot just sailing wide of the net. Nichols on the chip back post. Delivery was not proper. I mentioned St. Kitts and Nevis qualifying for the Gold Cup this year. You have to date all the way back to 1993 when they qualified for the Caribbean Cup. It was their first ever. And the defense bearing down and tightening down for St. Kitts and Nevis. St. Lucia trying to manipulate it. Working with that ball, and Frederick's pass just a little bit too hot through the 18. President was looking for it, but he didn't have enough motor on it, and that pass didn't have enough finesse on it. It's a good idea, too, by Frederick. St. Lucia now scrambling around to get back defensively. And Summersall was looking for it about 35 yards out. That ball came right back, and that shot just missed. the far bar. Bartlett looking back on his defense and saying what gives. Yeah, you can see the frustration in the keeper. But Bartlett was dead to rights, and that shot found its way on target. Right around inside the 18, cleared away at the last moment by St. Lucia. Williams touching it in the middle of the park. Burley navigating that back line for St. Kitts and Nevis. 29th minute. Shots now are 5-1 in favor of St. Kitts and Nevis over St. Lucia. It's the main reason why you can't take a previous outcome and expect a carryover into the new one. That is anything but the case here tonight. Much better performance from St. Kitts and Nevis. Stanislas trying to move. Sawyer is giving chase, and it's going to be a throw-in for St. Lucia. Stanislas scoring a couple of goals this year in Concacaf Nations League action. Part of the reason why at least St. Lucia's been so dynamic, at least in this turn. Beat up on St. Martin earlier. It was a 5-1 outcome. That's obviously leading to a 3-goal differential. This shot from well outside. It needed to be airborne to find it past the goalkeeper and Bartlett, but that was not the case from about 50 yards out. You see the quick look from Summersally. Raheem's been in the middle of the pitch here today. Been active and on it a lot, but Summersall's idea of putting that thing on target needed to be lifted. Again, slight step in his game for Remy. He was asking for it. Just get that sense if Remy's going to get an extra break like that, he'll make the keeper, Archibald, pay for it. Been a decent amount of communication on the pitch as well. 31st minute. No score. St. Kitts and Nevis have had the better of the scoring opportunities so far. Similian did a fine job of winning that ball. Similian here. And he gets stepped on. It looked like the case. Looked like studs were on the back of his heel. Back of his leg anyway. There's no such thing as the back of the heel. Only one side. They got numbers again. Sterling James was looking for it. Top of the box, placed back in for a second. And now here's St. Lucia on the counter. Yeah, Stanislas with that extra gear, but even with that kind of instinct, President. Oh, we wanted to get it back from Remy. That pass just a little bit too carefree with it. Oddly enough, Remy was looking the opposite way that ball went for some reason. Not sure why either. But that was pretty decent playmaking there. Bartlett coming out immediately. No wasted energy there. Vino has been one of the stories so far for St. Lucia. He's got 15 saves in 4 matches this year. Coming into tonight, all-time 40 saves on his resume. His goals against just a hair over 1. And that should win you a decent amount of matches. This will be a goal kick. Didn't look like it went off of anybody for St. Kitts and Nevis. That was the case. Ooh, over on the right side, got an angle here. Coming at the top of the box, too, was Bartlett. Left a wide open far side, but that was not the case. It was a bad pass by Belgrove, and back comes St. Lucia on the counter. Remy. And fascinating to see that thing materialize, and all of a sudden it was broken up on a poor entry feed. Take a look at this again. Sideline to sideline. And I'm not sure with Belgrove what he was thinking. I mean, you have an angle like that, and the proximity was ever so close. Why not pull the trigger? He laid off, and we're still scoreless. And quite frankly, with the action that Belgrove has saw so far, he's had some quality chances. Put the ball on net. Bartlett coming immediately out. There was nobody within 5-10 feet of him. You can hear the wind picking up. It was non-existent when this match started tonight. Fighting for positioning here, and it looks like it's going to be a foul. That is the case. David Gomez quickly on it. I think Remy, what he was looking for was maybe a 50-50 ball that would have gone his way, but using the opposition to elevate, going to be called 9 times out of 10. 38th minute. Foul here in the middle of the pitch. Haven't had a booking tonight. Take a look back at this. Ooh, yeah, that's a dangerous attempt right there from Joseph. He took out Williams. In my estimation, that should garner a yellow card. It studs up all the way, and there was no real intent to play the ball either. Williams certainly not happy, as you could take a look at his face. Can't read his lips, but nevertheless, there's that look onto the other side of Joseph. Fellas get back to work. And hopefully for Williams, he's okay. Stretching out a little bit, but yeah, just did not look comfortable at all. Who could blame him? Nichols. That thing ping-ponging around. Stanislas and now Elva have it. Pushed out wide. We'll see if Elva gets this thing back as well. Top of the box, just out wide. On the cross, the header. Remy trying to collect it. He can't. St. Kitts and Nevis need to weather this small flurry, and they do for the time being. Frederick. Just a miss hit right there. Similarly, and St. Kitts and Nevis back on the counter. It's been a fun first half. And a good pace back and forth. This one played through the header, and a great stop right there by Archibald. Oh, he got the right paw up to make a fine save here in the 41st minute. Look at this again, but Archibald full extension ranging from left to right. Nicely played through by St. Lucia. The volley, the header, Archibald, the denial. Nice stop of the keeper. First dangerous moment of this contest for St. Lucia. And Archibald, the captain, tall to the task. Tough angle here. The numbers, top of the box. Oh, Sawyers could not corral it over the right-hand side. This attempt going to be blocked on the way through. result in a corner kick. You see the mad dash with the defense of St. Lucia scrambling around. Looked like it was Similian that came back. And that was the case. Thomas coming over as well at the last moment just to get into those shooting lanes. First corner kick on this side for St. Kitts and Nevis, and alertly just volleying that around was Bartlett. Nice step here in the move outside Remy. Remy trying to elude defenders, gets it back over to Stanislas. The touch-o and Remy. Remy was going one way. That pass went the other. Just bad communication with Joseph, too. More so for Joseph than anybody else. Let's see, 6 back there for St. Lucia. 44th minute. We'll keep an eye on the 4th official, Fernando Maron. Kind of imagine we have maybe 2 minutes of stoppage time. We've had nothing drag along. We've only had a couple of injuries. Ethan Bristol was one of them who came off the pitch. Played through nicely on the left-hand side. They're not going to be ruled offside on the play. Ooh, that was exactly the case. And Romain Sawyers, you see the look on his face lifting up his jersey. He's a little hot. Angry, that is. Stanislas. Not sure what President was doing with that one. Left-hand side. Moving again was Joseph with the ball. Try to feed it over on the right-hand side to Elva at the top of the box. Pass broken up. Closing minutes of this first half. St. Lucia with some pretty good defense here tonight. They really have not been broken down yet by St. Kitts and Nevis, but to the credit of St. Kitts and Nevis, they've been on the ball a lot. Nichols softly played through to Sawyers. Sawyers, pass just could not find a sharp enough angle. And it looks like a foul there on the opposite side of the pitch. And David Gomez tells the fellas, that'll do it for this first half. So 45 minutes in the books here. St. Kitts and Nevis and St. Lucia, they played a fine, good first half of ball. Couple of chances on both sides, but the keepers, Archibald and Bartlett, have been clean so far. 45 minutes to go. St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Lucia, scoreless at the end of the first half. We'll be back. Second half is about to get underway, and as soon as I said it, it has. St. Lucia moving from left to right on your screen. St. Kitts and Nevis going from right to left. There's no score just yet. St. Kitts and Nevis outshot St. Lucia in the first half, 6-3. See if that has any kind of impact here in the second half. These teams playing here tonight. St. Kitts and Nevis got dropped by St. Martin their last endeavor, which was on October the 15th. St. Lucia, their first defeat, falling to Guadalupe, 2-0 on that same day. But all in all, it's been a pretty easy ride for St. Lucia. Again, 3 victories, just 1 loss, no draws. And when you think about what kind of adjustments each team needs to make or will make, I don't know if you're Francisco Molina, St. Kitts and Nevis, they played exactly what they wanted to do, especially in the dangerous moments. But even with the direct activity, I think they lay back on a couple of shots. We have our first booking of the night here in the 47th minute. Bit of a surprise is Abel, who came in for Ethan Bristow in the first half. Take a look at this sequence again. Ooh, Remy getting taken out right there. Studs up on that heel, close to the Achilles. Never comfortable. As an athlete or a spectator, I could promise you that. But Remy doing a fine job of at least walking off and loosening that thing up again. I'm sure it'll hurt tomorrow. Teams flip-flopping sides for the second half, so St. Lucia moving from left to right. St. Kitts and Nevis going from right to left. Bit of a lull between matches, so always understandable when you get players and teams trying to get themselves situated again. Your club team that you're playing alongside with. Center of the park, we'll see is here for St. Kitts and Nevis. This one looking for Belgrove. That pass was intercepted. And the back line tonight for St. Lucia has been fine. Frederick Thomas, Toxley, and also Alvinus Myers. Yeah, when you don't call their numbers a whole lot, it's a good testament to what your team is doing in the middle of the pitch. But also you're not highlighting any kind of miscues or giveaways or unfortunate bounces either. This should be a corner kick, and it will be. Well, as soon as I say that, that's going to be the case, yeah. You have players going one way and other players going another way. When picking up here is Myers is going to take this corner kick. First one of the second half. Myers, after the deep breath, whips this one into the box, headed the wrong way, volleyed around, and it will be cleared by St. Kitts and Nevis. Well, a couple of attempts there from St. Lucia on the headers, but nothing going towards target. It's unfortunate for them. See that twirling as Similian wants to make sure he's not called for a foul there. Remy, the delivery. We get a chance as this match continues on. We'll take a look at what's on the menu for the rest of League B, Group A. Only one change so far. Ethan Bristow was removed because of an injury in the first half. Jamil Eibel came in, had a yellow card here in the second half, so he's playing on one. For St. Kitts and Nevis. Shade motoring around, got bumped off the ball, depossessed. Haven't frankly called Tyrese Shade's name a whole lot outside of introducing him today. It's been a quiet moment for him. See that strike from well outside, and again, when you have that kind of range on a shot, I understand the need to try to pick a corner, but do yourself more of a service if you could put it at least on net. Create the chance, have a rebound, and hopefully have someone else racing towards target. Remy, nice little chip. We'll see if he can get it back. Yeah, Remy had pretty good positioning, and now he's got it. Remy jams on the brakes, trying to line up a shot. He can't. Back post, Remy elevated, can't get to it. That shot's going to be on goal, and a nice stop there. Archibald completely locked in. He was in the first half. Not going to beat him easily. Belgrove. And the attack here for St. Kitts and Nevis. Looking for the first marker on the night. Good stop on the goal line by Barclay. Not a lot of ranging from left to right. So we've had a couple of shots that have been in dangerous spots, but the level of accuracy just hasn't been there yet. Move from close point blank opportunity. I beg your pardon, Archibald. Again, another good stop. A little bit of was a goal of contact in the middle of the pitch, and it's going to be called as a foul against St. Kitts and Nevis. Spilling over and sealing that was Joseph. St. Lucia looking for it. That one finds the back of the net. Now they're going to say it's going to be offside. Well, one official on the near side had a flag up, but we'll see if David Gomez calls a foul on that, just because it was a bang-bang situation. Read this again off the foot of Joseph, and Elbo's ready to celebrate. And yeah, it's going to be the case. Gomez calls the foul. And we get our second yellow card of this half. Looks like it might have been Williams there. Now that was the case. Williams with a shot to the chest, maybe the stomach. Nevertheless, biting at his elbow. No real intent there at all from Williams. I mean, he was playing the ball all the way, which is a little peculiar. But when you get the studs up that high above the waist, you're in a bad spot. Back post, and then again you have Archibald there. And now you have David Gomez going to the whistle a little too often here now to open up this second half. 59th minute. Now they're announcing that yellow card to Williams. Drastically different when it comes to how the second half has been played compared to the first. I feel like the first half was a lot more up and down action. Second half certainly has tapered off. Not the energy, but just the tactical means of approaching and matriculating down the field. Chipped into the outside. Not wanting that wing. Sawyer's easy strike for him, but Barclay able to gobble it up. Yeah, just not a lot of spirit on that punch. That was from Tyree Shade. I beg your pardon. Players colliding there in the middle of the park, and David Gomez is going to let these guys play. Taken away nicely, and St. Kitts and Nevis back on the counter. Well, they had numbers. They had a 4-on-2 that was developing, and this one is going to go harmlessly towards Barclay. Now entering the 62nd minute. Chances just really haven't materialized for either team yet. Only been a handful that we can even discuss. As you see Frederick down on the deck. Not sure if that's a cramp or if it's an injury, but nevertheless, Frederick down, not getting up. Yeah, that's exactly the case. That hamstring getting worked on from Frederick, and there's a couple different ways you could stretch that thing out. couple more changes that are occurring right now. Taquani Williams will come in with Kimmery Rogers as well. So 3 changes all in all for Francisco Molina. The nip for St. Lucia. No surprise, though, with Shade not being a factor to see if they can mix something up in the attacking third. So Shade's day is over with. Williams in.
Your attention, ladies and gentlemen, substitution for St. Nevis on the 64th minute. Leaving number 21, Ronaldo Pedro. Entering number 10, Timar Rogers. Leaving number 11, Tyler Shea. Entering number 10.
See those changes being made right now, and also the official announcements. '66 minute. Got to imagine you'll hit the 70-minute mark when St. Lucia will try to make some changes of their own. Not playing bad. Now the question is, who's going to break 3, though? Penetrating, cleared away at the last moment. You see the back line flexing its muscle with Thomas and company. Say this much, at least for the activity on both sides of the pitch. Each keeper, Bartlett and Archibald, have been fantastic. It's one of the interesting elements of these keepers who have been challenged, but just in seldom moments to stay on high alert. Now players getting together as Remy doesn't like the contact a whole heck of a lot. Taking exception to it as Amari Sterling James was giving him the business. Take a look at that. Not a whole lot. And then, of course, yeah, Sterling James taking exception to Remy keeping that ball between his legs on a restart. Those things will happen, not usually early on in a match, but typically right around this time. Players getting tired and fatigue setting in. Drop back, Myers. President. Yeah, Gregson, president, one of the goals when these teams got together back in September. Stanislas had the other one. Both of them occurring in the second half, but it was a 1-0 lead in the 49th minute for St. Lucia the last time they played. Got a good look there of Terrell Thomas, and Thomas has played strong on the ball tonight. Again, more so on these direct attempts by St. Kitts and Nevis. They've had less of an intent than they did in the first half. Had several players, one in particular, Ronaldo Belgrove, that really had a lot of juice in that first 45. To the possession and how it's categorized right now, 54% to 46 for St. Kitts and Nevis, but this has been a 50-50 affair. Top of the box, played through, and again, St. Lucia to all the task defensively. No breakdown, 71st minute. Let's see what they go here on a run. Remy, the header, volleyed around. Elva takes the shot. That one broken up on the way through. No, Elva had the right idea. No hesitation. As Williams is down on the floor. First change for St. Lucia. Malik St. Prix will come into the affair. And Jevic McFarlane coming in as well for Remy. So Stanislas's day is over with. He played well. It wasn't for lack of effort. He helped do a lot on the build-up, but just nothing else was able to materialize for him on one side of the pitch.
Substitution for St. Lucia in the 71st and 72nd minute. Entering the game, number 11.
So those changes being announced right now.
Entering the game, number 9, Malik St. Prix. Leaving the game, number 11. Ridal Stanislas. Entering the game for St. Lucia, number 10.
Joggling around.
Leaving the game,
McFarlane nearly spilling over. Keeps it though for the time being and attempting a cross. This one stays near the goal line, but possession stays with St. Lucia. Now you got players mixing it up on the opposite side of the pitch. And some pretty decent harmful contact. This Sterling James has been in the middle of a couple sequences. So now here we go in the 74th minute, immediately being depossessed, and St. Kitts and Nevis back on the return. St. Kitts and Nevis been better in the middle of the pitch here today. Frederick. Joseph. Elva back to Joseph. Joseph, a little touch over the right-hand side. This one, the cross. A decent chance of materializing into something positive, but that'll result in a corner kick. And McFarlane, who just came into the contest, trying to make an impact. Well, Venus Myers here in the corner kick. He had one earlier in this half. It looked to be pretty decent, too. Myers going to get this back in the retrieval. Second ditch effort, caroming around, and that one's going to be knocked away. Possession's going to stay with St. Lucia, though, for the time being. So they've had a nice little burst here from the 76th minute. Easy roll in, too. That header was weakly placed through, but Archibald alertly on it. He got two players down for St. Kitts and Nevis. Don't have a number for either of these players either. Take a look at this again. Yeah, the one elevation from St. Prix, you can't take a whole lot from that.
Don't go in. Only four. We don't need more. Only four.
See the fans looking on, friends, family, significant others, medical staff also coming on. Again, don't have a number on who the injured player for St. Kitts and Nevis is. Really unfortunate, though, the stretcher being applied out there. So we have one player taken off in the 78th minute. Yeah, I see the contact near Archibald, but don't exactly have a number on it. They're going to make these changes right now anyway, so we'll get confirmation. Elias Henville coming into the fray.
Your attention, ladies and gentlemen, substitution for St. Lucia in the 80th minute. Entering the game, number 8, Lostendale. Leaving the game, number 20, Jason Civilian.
So Civilian being exited out. Enville coming in. So this is taking about 4 minutes unofficially. Substitutions, an injured player. It really slowed down a productive contest. Panayatu coming into the affair. Panayatu now the 4th substitution, now make it 5 for St. Kitts and Nevis. Nichols' day is over with.
Your attention, ladies and gentlemen, substitution. St. Kitts and Nevis in the 81st minute. Entering number 9, Harrison Paniotu. Leaving number
You get those
13,
changes now being announced. 82nd minute. We're going to have at least 5, maybe 6 minutes of stoppage time added.
Number 19, Romain Sines.
Top of the box, some contact there. David Gomez, the lead official, going to let the guys play. Oddly enough, just not a lot of traction. Now we'll see if anything can materialize here for St. Lucia. Trying to play on the front foot. Back post, this one had a little bit too much sauce on it. Again, players not making clean passes to each other. I understand the distance is one thing.
Hurry! You can switch to 50. You can switch if you want.
Now the conversation here with Joseph going down. Joseph got stepped on either, or if he's simply just cramping up. And yeah, now everyone's just looking at their at their watch. Diego Edwards doing the same. Well, this match did a complete 180. It was free flowing, a lot of activity. And then all of a sudden you get to the second half and it is just slowed down. The one shot to the back of the head's one thing, but you're looking down on the surface right now at Joseph and something completely different. Joseph walking off the pitch. It looks to be okay. I don't know what the issue is, and it might be as he's tapping his head. Just that strike to the back of the head. He was grabbing his left leg. Fascinating second half, ain't it? Looks like we'll have another substitution here. And that's exactly the case in the 87th minute. Canisius Sandefjord coming in. So Joseph out, ball carrying around. We'll see what St. Lucia does here in the counter. St. Pre jammed in the brakes, a little bit of a step, slight hesitation. That shot just missing the short side. Again, St. Pre trying to manipulate, but outside just doesn't have a lot of velocity on that pass. This is going to at least result in a corner kick. on that corner. Volleyed out to the top of the box. That was awfully close to a handball here. And now we'll see with positioning, St. Lucia could do anything in this attacking third again. See Archibald playing so well back, and now we have possible St. Kitts and Nevis, and at the last second the defense comes back. Probably the first time in this contest in quite a while that we've seen the kind of backtracking needed and necessary, because St. Kitts and Nevis is trying to be more on the front foot.
Ladies and gentlemen, the fourth official on the sideline has indicated that there will be a minimum of 7 minutes at a time.
7 minutes of at a time. This one into the box, loosely played, and that wasn't a sharp angle. Bartlett working quickly. So 7 minutes of stoppage time. To be honest, between each other, 7 minutes of stoppage time might be a little short. And they'll quickly get engaged with St. Kitts and Nevis. All the people that we had highlighted at the top of the broadcast have been a non-factor. Ronaldo Belgrove has probably had the best of the scoring opportunities tonight, outside of maybe Andrews Remy. Chipped in, Bartlett comes out. Straight pursuit here on the outside, McFarlane. He's got some fresh legs, so it's one thing you're probably looking out for here in stoppage time, is who are the fresh bodies for each team. Sandiford trying to get it back, and he does. Not a lot of creativity from either side. Ooh, this should result in a booking here. That's exactly the case. Talk about being left in a vulnerable spot. Frederick was right there. That is nasty. And Frederick, by no stretch of the imagination, was selling it. He got tripped up. On a full sprint, too. So Frederick's day is over with, now being taken off the pitch. At least he didn't need a stretcher, right? We already had one player taken off via the stretcher. That's just brutal the way that he was delivered from the backside. I mean, it was a full head-on sprint. Looked like he was going to line up for a shot. Ooh, this is going to be a vulnerable spot to be in, but Archibald again alertly on it. You see the velocity on that shot. It allowed Archibald to scramble to his right to make it. It's a game-saving play there from Archibald. Let's see what St. Kitts and Nevis does here. They have numbers and a little bit of penetration. And now the convergence and good transition from the defensive side for St. Lucia. As that ball just goes quickly rolling over the foot of Edwards. I don't know if that's tired legs on Edwards' part, but he needed a lot more concentration on that. They clearly had an angle. So we were going to get 7 minutes of added time to this contest, and then Frederick got taken out. So we'll see if there's more time added to this ledger. Again, the last 4 affairs between these two teams, each club won 1, and the other 2 were draws. So pretty much the tail of the tape between these two nations. That'll be another foul going to St. Kitts and Nevis. St. Kitts and Nevis with one final pursuit here. This will be a throw-in. Ooh, some contact there just outside the 18. And David Gomez elects not to blow those whistle on that occurrence, but he tells the guys this thing is all over. Amari Sterling James is rather livid with that final call. Interesting, but I guess it's fitting in such a way that the first half was one way and the second half comes to an anticlimactic finish. St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Lucia, they end in a scoreless draw. We'll have some full-time stats and some highlights here. As this match, though, comes to a close. Goose eggs across the board for both countries. Well, full time has come between St. Lucia and St. Kitts and Nevis. The first 45 minutes were busy, and I'll say that in a positive light because there was a lot of action going on. Ronaldo Belgrove, he had several chances in this contest, especially there in the first 3 minutes of activity. But for 45 minutes, both teams jostling for positioning, and that was probably the best moment there for St. Kitts and Nevis. You know, Barclay had that one go off his arm and the elbow before it hit his hip, and then bounces off the woodwork. Outside of that, though, a couple of chances from Belgrove and company didn't make their way towards target. On the other side of things for St. Lucia, their best opportunity was here, sprung loose, and Archibald, who came out to cut down the angle against Remy, took him out. In the process of doing so, that shot just goes a little bit wide of the net. And that was all, frankly, in the first half of action. So you figure, with the shots being at where they were, 6-3 in favor of St. Kitts and Nevis, we'd probably have a little bit more of that in the second half. Well, that was unfortunately not the case, as Archibald made one great save. Bartlett also made a couple of stellar saves in the first half. And really, as it stood, 45 minutes were over and done with, and neither side had anything to brag about. It was scoreless. The shot 6-3 for St. Kitts and Nevis. It wasn't like they were thoroughly outplayed, but they were certainly chasing large portions of the contest. And then here in the second half, it was a lot different. Certainly more physical, a lot slower, no real pace. And you figure if anything is going to happen, it probably happened late with some fresh bodies on the pitch. Lester Joseph with that left-footed strike, that right-footed kick from Somersault, going right on target. This free kick from a dangerous proposition, but all in all, when you're figuring the vulnerability of keepers tonight, really not that out there as you see that final glance. That happened right around the 94th minute. Archibald, though, again, alertly on his ground, and we reached full time, and much like the first half, nothing to show for it as it ended scoreless. So each team picking up a point. For St. Kitts and Nevis, not really exacting some revenge against St. Lucia from 2 months ago, but you look at the shots, 6-4. Shots on target, 1-1. Also a goal post as well. 16 fouls, 3 offside calls, a couple corners, and a couple bookings for St. Kitts and Nevis. But that's it. That is all you can talk about on a night like this. And so all in all, both these teams walk away with a point. St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Lucia will depart. We've got a brand new day in front of us tomorrow with Concacaf Nations League action. This is David Gascon saying so long. Hope you enjoyed this one. It was a scoreless draw between St. Lucia and St. Kitts and Nevis. Have a great Thursday night, everyone. So long.